GenAI for DevOps engineers, 30 days, real labs, real workflows. Launch price, $39, limited seats. This program is built to fix exactly that. Not theory, not buzzwords, not build chat. We focus on practical GenAI skills that directly map to real DevOps workflows. This is not a video-only course. You'll get guided, hands-on labs, real environments, time-bound, controlled access, exercises that mirror real DevOps plus GenAI usage. 30 Days of AI Agents is a hands-on program designed to help learners understand, build, and evaluate modern AI agents using popular open-source frameworks. Over 4 weeks, participants will build AI agents using tools such as N8N, Crew AI, Llama Index, LangGraph, and Small Agents. Duration 30 days. Format live instructor-led sessions. Hands-on, yes, guided labs and exercises.
This is one more important question, which I think we have seen it every day in our life, not every day, at least sometimes. And some of you guys may have thought about it, but some of you just completely disregarded that how this works. So explain how things works behind the scene when you connected a hardware to a Linux system. I can give you a simple example. Let's say you have connected a USB drive to your system. What do you guys think what happened behind the scene when you connected the USB drive? Once again, I will pause here for a second. I'm just going. I have this diagram where I've explained this whole of this phenomenon. But rather than me trying to explain this diagram, let's try to build this diagram step by step. So let me start from here. Let's say I have inserted a USB drive to my system. What do you guys think? What will be the first thing which need to be notified? And we are talking about this from yesterday onwards. What do you think the first component of a system which should be notified that a hardware is connected to a system? What do you think is the most important thing in the system itself, which is taking all the decision?
Processor.
Kernel.
Exactly. So kernel is the first thing which need to be notified. Okay, there is something new which is added to a system which was not present earlier. Okay.
Yes, kernel interact with OS, right? That's right.
Yeah, kernel interact with OS. Kernel is the brain. Kernel is the thing which need to be know that okay, there is something new which is happening on the system. Okay. Now, yesterday we have learned in order for the kernel to talk to the hardware, what exactly it needs. You guys have already just spoke about it. So yesterday I give you an example. Yes, exactly. The module or the drivers. So kernel needs a driver in order to speak to the hardware. Okay. These driver may be already present in the kernel. And even yesterday we talked about it like in order to make the kernel as small as possible, there must not be all the driver which is present. So there might be some driver. If kernel already have the driver for the specific hardware, it will able to load it or it will able to communicate to it. If it's not, you need to install that particular driver. Okay. Now we have just spoke about it that there is a specific directory where we have all the device information. So that directory must need to be populated about this particular hardware. What is that directory?
/sys.
Exactly. So kernel, it detects the hardware, it loads the specific driver. Then we have the sys where it need to make the entry. Okay, this new hardware is present, so that the kernel in future will be able to interact this hardware device. Okay. Then maybe you guys is aware of it, or maybe you're not. If you boot your Linux system, then you will see that there is one process which is first time which is happening on the system, which is called a hardware manager or device manager, which is responsible for handling your device. So basically, kernel is handling all the device management to this particular device. To any one of you knows the name of this, and if there is a hardware issue in your system, So first we have talked about the post, and then from the kernel point of view, kernel will hand over the control to this particular device. So if there is some issue with the device level, this is the one process which does not boot up. Do anyone know what is the name of this process or this device manager? Let me put it like this way. So let's say if I run this if config command, right? You see that you have this EN5 interface which is present in your system, which is having this IP address, net mask, this MAC address, all this information, right? From where this device name EN5 is coming? Exactly, UDEV. So yeah, not many people knows about it, but this is one of the most important thing in your system, which is called UDEV, Universal Device Manager. So basically, once kernel knows about this via the driver, it populates the entry in the sys. It will have hand it over control to this UDEV, and UDEV created some rules for that particular device. Let me give you an example of this particular, the example of one particular rule. So I said that, okay, this device or this network interface card has the name EN5. Okay, why not EN6 or ETH0 or ETH1? And the reason for that, rules.d, and it's called yes. Make it big. So basically, it created an entry here in this UDEV, which read like this. The rules inside the UDEV might be sometimes really complicated. And I mean, in the past, I've spent like hours and hours in trying to debug the customer issue where they have created some really crazy UDEV rules. But let me try to explain it to you guys in the simplest term. So here we are saying the subsystem, which is net or network. The action is add. Your driver can be anything. And this attribute is the hardware address for the particular network interface card. So basically, if this this hardware address comes out, or so from the kernel point of view, kernel only understand the MAC address. It has nothing to do with this IP and all this information. So in order to detect a device, it must need to know this MAC address. Okay, and even if you see that whenever the packet reaches from the top layer, from in your OSI model, at the layer 2, this is where the ARP and all these things happen, right? So this is EN5. So basically, we are saying whenever it see this hardware or this MAC address, add a network device with the name EN5. If you put EN6 over here, it will give you the name EN6 or ETH0. It is not recommended to change these names because this is what the UDEV has chosen. But I'm just giving you an example that after that, there's a command called UDF ADM trigger, which you can run and it will recreate the name of the device. But all the socket or connection which is connected to a device is going to be broken. But coming back to our main topic, so it handed over the control to UDEV. UDEV has created a rule or read the rule for the particular device. It create a device for you. Then there's one specific directory which act as a user interface. What is that directory? So basically, this is a directory where you interact with all the hardware device. So let me give you an example. This df.th, right? So we have this root partition, which is mounted somewhere. Where exactly it is mounted? Or from where it is mounted?
/root.
It is from the dev, right? You see this dev and this all the NVMe device. So let me continue on this one. So once the UDEV created the device for you, for the human point of view, for us to interact with that particular device, maybe it's a network card or maybe it's a hard disk which is connected to it, it need to write an entry so that we as a human being can interact with that particular device. And that is where it is going to create an entry in /dev directory. And once it is created in the dev directory, we can interact with it. Okay, so let me summarize this whole flow one last time. We have connected the hardware. It is going to send an interrupt or signal to the kernel. Okay, a new device is attached to a system. You need to load the particular driver so that you can talk to it. It will create an entry in the sys so that in future it will be able to interact with this particular device. Then it will hand it over the control to this udev. Okay, so it says now it's your responsibility. It will read a rule or it will create a rule inside this directory which we have seen, etc udev/rules.d. It will create a device with all the that logical name which is assigned, which is en5 or whatever the name. Then in order for us human or for us to use that device, it will create an entry in /dev directory. And then we will be able to interact with this. So for example, in the case of this file system, we are going to format this file system once it has been created inside the dev, and then we will mount it somewhere. Okay.